I spent years reading self-help books because I believed there was a kind of manual for life. That if I could just understand life and myself well enough, everything would finally make sense. But it did not. And that realization changed everything. So today I want to talk about something I think a lot of people experience, but it's rarely said out loud. We live in a time where information is everywhere. Self-help books, podcasts, YouTube videos, advice is everywhere. And yet, many people are more aware than ever, but still stuck. For as long as I can remember, I've been drawn to self-help books, psychology, personal growth. Not because it was trendy, but because I needed meaning. I needed purpose. I needed clarity. I needed a path. I felt like there had to be a way to live life that actually made sense. And I was trying to find it. And self-help gave me a lot of insight, comfort sometimes. I understood my patterns, I understood where my anxiety came from, I understood why I felt low, overwhelmed, or disconnected. But even with all that understanding, I still struggled. Depression, anxiety, and I still felt like something wasn't translating into real life. After a couple decades struggling, I realized something uncomfortable. Insight feels like progress, but insight alone doesn't actually change how we live. It's like reading every book in the world about life without ever leaving your room. Your mind expands, your understanding grows, but your life doesn't change. And neither does your ability to influence the world around you. Or another way to see it, it's like reading a book about how to swim without ever getting in the water. You can understand every concept and still drown. So, if you understand your anxiety and still panic, or understand your patterns and still repeat them, that doesn't mean you're broken. It means insight was never meant to work alone. In my previous video, I talked about my Christmas between 2024 and 2025 and how that Christmas was a low point for me, the one in 2024. And what surprised me wasn't that I lacked awareness. I had plenty of it. I remember watching my wife and my daughter around our Christmas tree. There was love, there was warmth, there was joy. And instead of fully feeling grateful, I felt frustrated with myself, almost ashamed that I felt so low. I was completely aware of my depression, but that awareness didn't tell me what to do next. There was no path, no structure, no way to translate what I knew into how I lived, especially on those hard days. That's when I stopped looking for more answers and started focusing on small actions and repetition, consistency. What helped me wasn't a big breakthrough moment. It wasn't motivation. And it definitely wasn't another book. It was learning how to pause when things felt overwhelming. how to stop, even for a few seconds, how to take one small action and repeat it, even when nothing dramatic happened. I began to understand that change doesn't come from intensity, it comes from consistency. Slowly, very slowly, things begin to shift. Not because I knew more, but because I practiced differently. I took action consistently. This is where something you learned becomes something you live. Real transformation only happens through practice and action. Story, awareness, action, transformation. So if you want something simple to take from this video, here it is. The next time you feel overwhelmed, today or this week, just pause. Take one slow breath. Then ask yourself this question: what is one small practical action I can take right now? Something physical, real, that helps me stay a little more grounded. You may be going for a walk or just stepping outside for fresh air. You might be listening to music and doing nothing else. You might be writing a sentence or a short reflection about how you are actually feeling. You might be standing up and stretching. You might be doing nothing except breathing for a moment. That's it. Not a solution, not a transformation, just one moment of practice. Real transformation is not a performance, it's not a highlight moment, it's not the day everything suddenly makes sense. Most of the time, it's quiet, it's subtle, boring, but it's real. It's learning how to respond differently on an ordinary Monday. And this is where a lot of self help fails. It gives insight without integration, inspiration without structure. And without structure, awareness just floats. If you've ever felt like you understand yourself, but your life hasn't really changed, I want you to know you are not behind. You probably don't need more information. You need more practice and support to integrate what you already know. If this resonates, tell me in the comments. Do you know what's been wrong? Have you read about it, understood it, but still struggled to change it? Share your experience below. I read them and I reply. Thank you. If this resonated, you're not alone. Growth begins with honesty. Awareness is the first step. Learn for Life Now exists to help people grow, heal, and transform through real stories, practical tools, and experiences that help us build a brighter future. This is a lifelong journey, and we are on it together. You can read every recipe in the world, but you won't taste anything until you cook. So take at least one insight from today and put it into practice. Turn knowledge into experience, because that's where real transformation begins. Thank you for being here. And if you want to keep receiving content that supports your growth, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss what comes next.